life will put you in many different ways. So be strong, be always positive, and one day if things happen and you fall, the light is at the end of the tunnel for everyone they're looking for. First of all, Axel, thank you for this opportunity. It's a pleasure. I saw your work, and I was excited to be here with you and tell whatever you think is a good message.
Guillermo, what did you learn about yourself while you were making Clouds? When I was watching the film, I definitely got a hold of that opening line where it says that they're the devils that are amongst us. They're right. Just angels that have fallen.
Yeah. That's what it was. I always think that, it is more than just a crime story. It's like an exploration of the complex of boundaries between justice, loyalty, and the redemption that everybody have it in the heart, and sometimes can be happy and sometimes it's disappear for that. But what director Eduardo Pinto does, it's just something that I got my attention from the first day that I started seeing all those films that he done. He's a very talented Argentinian director that I was convinced from day one when this little single page as a synopsis came to my hands through a dear friend of mine. When I read it, I had that something inside of your heart in telling you, this story had to be have to be created, knowing that there is it's enormous challenge in front of this single page. But the connection, it was there already in the single page, and what that gave me, the electricity that it gave me, the desire, the feeling to tell the story about this guy, Pablo Prieto, that it gave me some extra, push to combine what you're just saying, the idea to have the angel and the devil, which is something that we all carry on, And we start from there, having all those feelings in my heart, in my mind, and my desire allow me to say, okay, I'll jump in. But, I always know that this is it's a process that you need to have your team. You need to have your people ready, the right people to work in that. As an independent filmmaker, it's so important to have people that they have the same feeling that you have. And that's my first desire, was to work with Eduardo Pinto. And that's what I sent it. I said, I don't say anything, just read this page and tell me what you feel. Of course, he came back to me with the same energy, with the same, Guillermo, this is powerful, let's jump in. And that's what we did,
How have you been able to manage those two sides? Because,
right.
Our industry is very cutthroat. You have that resilience that you need to push for things, but then people get in your way. And how have you been able to navigate that? And I'm asking because, I honestly, when I saw you through social media, we have some mutual friends, I was like, okay, he's ahead of me, 10, 20 years.
I think we have, like you say, a lot of things in common. Another thing is, I'm 57 years old, so I'm way older than you, and I went through for so many things. And I can see that it reflect on my young version on you, because, you came for a beautiful country as well, to the United States. So already how tough it is, how important it is to be able to leave everything behind and start a new life. I'm always say that you have to die and born again. If you're not able to do that, you cannot survive in this city, especially. We're talking about LA. My goal was to see these cities since I was a teenager, that I want to see LA. And I was able to see it the way that without any expectation, In that time, I was working as an actor already in Argentina. I was a young actor working on what I really love, which is acting and perform. That I got that from my father, which is, so it was already a generation of artists in my family. So I was able to establish, I was able to already start in my lovely country, Argentina, And but my desire was strong to be in LA and see LA. I say, if I don't take this moment of my life to come and see it, I will never. I don't know. You know, when you have the call, it's hard to explain that what is happening.
How old were you when you first came to LA?
I was 22, and I came here as a tourist, 10 days of vacation. But every single day, every single hour, every single second that I was here, I was just bumping. My heart was just full of joy, full of questions, full of ideas, full of desire. I didn't have no many tools in my hands because you're new in this country with no language. I didn't speak any English. I didn't know anybody. I was just a little tiny a little tiny something. I don't know what I was, but with a strong heart and a strong desire. Conclusion is, those 10 days I decided to stay. I never came back. My heart said, like, I need to be here. I passed the message to my family, saying, I called my family and saying, I need more time. So they were concerned to see something happen to me, which is not the only thing that happened. That my heart is telling me that I need to stay. Big disappointment for my father when he realized that I was not coming back and having everything, because eventually I was already working with what I want. I was in my country and have a beautiful family, everything, and this is something that you need to really. That's the first, challenge, the first proof that you need to prove to yourself and to this magic of challenge in your life and desire that you're able to die. When I say die, and in a way that you need to live your all personality, you have to live all your everything that you learn in your own country. You have to start all over again, and I'm willing to do that, because sometimes you block yourself. Well, my country is better than this, or because this food is better, or because that you separate it and you start a new life and ready to go every day and push yourself, and see project yourself. Okay, I want to be in 5 years from now. I want to reach that. And when you say that, you got to work hard in order to get that. And that's what I was doing every single day. Work hard,
Yeah. There's some magic in this city that takes a hold of all of us. I remember I came here for the first time. I had already come to America when I was 21, and then I was in Tennessee, and a few years later I was able to visit LA for the first time.
Right.
And I remember I went down the Manhattan Beach Pier, and I got there right at sunset. And Guillermo, when I saw that light, I was like, this is my home.
We see?
Yeah, like it's game over. Like,
it's a game over. That's what I call.
This is my home. Now, LA is a tough place.
Right.
But I think that if you have a dream, what else are you going to do? Like, there's no other place that gives you that drive, that energy. That's why, like, I will fight anyone. I will argue with anyone that wants to, like, talk bad things about LA, because I feel that there's an energy here, and it comes from the people that have that desire to, like, create something and do something.
Right.
Now, it's not easy,
right.
And I know a little bit about your story. I know you started as a dishwasher,
right,
and it was a hard climb up. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you experienced and what it takes for someone to come here and actually make a living?
Eventually, you have to be realistic of what situation you have. And my situation, it was, like I mentioned, zero situation. The only tools that I have is I will say that I was good doing what I was doing in Argentina, which is act. When I say act, it's not like, you're a liar. I know, because actors at some point, we have to have something in order to convince the public, convince whoever is around that we create a character, that we are somebody else. So those are kind of tools that you learn, that you have inside. They help you to build some characters. So I always knew that even if my passion is acting, even if my passion is, perform and I see the Hollywood sign right in there, okay, but it's a long way in order for me to get there. It's a long way. So you have to understand the situation. So conclusion is, I do love acting a lot, but at the same time, I love the city. I like the people around. I like the air that there is in here. I like the weather. I like the fact that, we are very close to the beach, very close to the mountain. I mean, and the fact that I was unique in some, that no one's know who I am. No one. So it's like it give you the second chance to be someone again, especially coming for a family like my father, that is a last name, strong behind your back. So you kind of always, you carry something that you need to always carry on because you are the son of, So in this case, I was no one. So it was also something very powerful on me in order to do that. But like I said, reality is the truth that if you're able to understand that, whatever dream you have, it's good to have it because that will be the fuel for your heart to keep going. But at the same time, the reality, you need to work. You need to have a little income in order to pay rent, in order to perhaps, get involved with a car and this and that. So I always knew that I will separate that, but I will act in life, like in a way that, I would create this character, which is Guillermo. In the way that he was not too hard for me to create a character, happy character with a good energy and everything, because I was absorbing that for people, for the city and for the people. So I think it's very important to understand that, even if I, like you mentioned, my first job, it was a dishwasher, because my condition, it was not allowing me to be something else. And I was very happy about it. I was proud to be a dishwasher and to clean bathrooms or floor or anything, because I was an opportunity to be someone, in this beautiful place. And but at the same time, you say, well, this is it's a temporary thing because I know that I will achieve perhaps now this opportunity to work in a restaurant. Maybe I can be helping the servers as a buzzer and this and that. So I knew exactly, but I knew that you need to speak English. If you have no communication, you don't have the way to speak the first language, which is in the United States is English. So I enrolled myself to adult school at the Fairfax school in learning daytime English and work at nighttime. And also, outside of school, try to always connect with people, native English American speakers. So in order for me to really exit the comfort zone and accelerate the way that I wanted to. And then that's open a new life for myself, which it was the restaurant business, So I learned the whole process of growing the business, and at the same time, year passed, and I was able to get my green card and my SAC member card, and I got my agent. So I was always, I was started going back to what I love, not the way that everybody wanted to, because you always wanted to have that contract that will give you the possibility to work 24/7 and acting or producing. I never got the opportunity to do that because it is not easy. Mm-hmm. But I was able to, like I said, SAC member and work a little bit in here, do a lot of TV commercials, and I'm always keep busy, So, but I was growing in the restaurant business, and I was growing in the artist part as well. So I always keep it alive.
So tell me a little bit about the restaurant business and
Right.
how did you get your break into that? And during that process, how are you handling this dream of, I want to make movies,
Right.
but also I want to make money and I want to be successful?
Yeah, well, the restaurant allowed me to connect a lot of people, the expression. But I was always focused. I was always knowing that the other one, otherwise you became one or more in the city, when everybody pursuing, and sometimes they became a little more greedy and a little more ambitious verbally and try to be, always put in the face, because I need that from this, I need that, always I need it. I knew that I needed, but my approach was different. It was never, even if I was working on the restaurant, which is allow you to be next to people, powerful people, or people that are really can help you. I never ask. I was always think, help if I need it. It have to come organically. It have to come something that it will probably organically be, announce it to you. But, it's the fact that I was able to talk with people, powerful people there. I was able to spend time, and I was able to say, yes, I know him. That was enough for me. Doing my work every day on my own skills, and you always try to take classes, always try to connect and wait. But when I say wait, it's not like wait, relaxing, waiting for the phone call and this and that. I was always involved to acting classes. I was always independent filmmakers that they need somebody. I was always project myself to them, and I was able to do a lot of short films and this and that and the restaurant business allowed me in the future, after a long years of work, which is You know, it's another challenge in my life. You know, the emphasis but you learn a lot. You know, you learn a lot in communication with people and with communication with employees and communication with the money. You know, in a business matter, you learn how to grow and be careful and make the right decisions. Because in this, it's very challenging in the restaurant. Plus, when you own a restaurant, it's extremely challenging. You know, to keep it alive, you have to be motivated. You have to be every year, every time, you have to come out with new ideas and how to keep bringing clientele and how you can use, you know, whatever you know in this and consistency and, you know, quality. And so it's a lot of things that you really need to focus on that. And I always knew that that's priority. Acting is something that I love, and I wish I can one day say I can fully time connected with acting, but it didn't happen. So I knew what is my priority, and I was growing, but I was consistent. You know, try to find the way to add whatever experience I have in here and keep adding in the acting world.
Dicen que los diablos somos ángeles caídos del cielo.
¿Vos sabés lo que es la libertad, Pablo? La cagaron. ¿Hago caridad con ustedes, viejo?
No.
Le doy laburo. Como todo laburo, hay reglas.
No va a volver a pasar.
Diablo 2 a Diablo 1. Estamos cerca. Atentos.
Vamos, copiado. ¡Ah! ¡La cagada, abrí! ¡Todos abajo! ¡Ya está, Pablo!
Es una matanza. La matanza de los diablos.
¿Dónde quedaron los chorros con código, no?
Una especie en extinción.
Yo no quiero tener quilombo con el turco, pero menos quiero caer en cana.
¿Ustedes dos se piensan que yo soy pelotuda?
Esto es fácil. El que no quiere laburar se va.
Yo les recuerdo que Lucas no está, ¿eh?
Mi amor, tenés que volver. Cada vez nos quedamos con menos y nos arriesgamos más.
Hagamos bien esta y después hablamos con el turco.
Lo que nos falta es un líder, jefe. Alguien que venga bien de abajo, del barro.
Este es Dani, mi sobrino.
Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo hacemos? ¿Nos llamamos por nombres reales o como en las películas?
Diablo 2 se cambió el turno.
Ahí está la casa.
Qué pedazo de rancho.
Concéntrate.
¿Todavía siguen con los diablos?
Creo que la banda va a volver a atacar muy pronto.
¿Dónde está la guita, la concha de tu madre? ¡Decime dónde está la guita porque te la mato!
Hicimos un laburito grande, te prometo. Dame un par de días y te la junto.
Me quedo debiendo toda esa guita y toda esa falopa.
Mejor que el Dani aparezca pronto.
Cualquiera es débil frente a su pecado.
No entiendo por qué te haces tanto drama.
¿En serio?
Tal vez estás investigando demasiado, Pablo.
¿A dónde me estás llevando?
Por favor, hermano, no me mates, no quiero morir.
Sos un traidor.
Juro que no te voy a volver a fallar otra vez.
Yo hago este laburo y me tomo el palo.
¿Quién carajo te pensás que sos, Dios?
¿Por qué no son tan profesionales como antes?
¿Matás vos o mato yo?
Puede ser más urgente que atrapar a los diablos.
Vos no tenés ni la menor idea de lo que es estar en una situación de mierda.
In my case, like, directing is my passion.
Right.
But I don't want to be broke. Like, I didn't come to America to just pursue.
We cannot.
No.
We cannot. It's a failure feeling if you go for that direction. And I can see that going back to what I see since I got the opportunity to meet you and talk about it. You're here. I mean, what I see, what you have is a well done thing. So you really put you skill in keep producing art, and I see that.
Now, I wanted to ask you something, Guillermo. What have you learned about money? Us coming from a different country, different society, is very different from America. That's something that I'm really obsessed in understanding, how people who have accomplished some success, how do they think about money in all facets of their life?
Yeah, I think I got it from my dad. My daddy was very poor when he grew up, very, very poor. And he became successful, famous in Argentinian art and able to be wealthy. He taught me from very early age how to appreciate money, how to appreciate, you are money, forget about it, because money is something that you have it and it's gone, it's flash. So never think about money, money will come. But if you don't have personality, at the ground already thinking about, yourself and not about money, you will never reach that point that money will be around you. But if you think about money, it's not. So, the proof is, I came here for $500 after my vacation. I have no more. money is always is there by me, come in and go. So I don't think about or I don't disperse myself to reach the money. It'll come, but it coming organically. It's up to me if I want to, always work hard in order to, get it back. But I don't think about money. As soon as you start thinking, but work always with the budget that you have and try to use it, squeeze it so much as you can. And that's what it is,
What else did you learn about your dad? It sounds like you have mentioned him multiple times. Mm-hmm. Tell me about your relationship with him and how has that influenced you being a father?
My father is everything, it is the last name that I carry on. And it's a strong last name, Zapata. And he built something that I grew up with. I grew up with an artist. I grew up with someone that fight for what he wants, passionate about what he does. And I grew up like that, I grew up in a beautiful upper middle class family. My father always provide everything that we need for us, good education, refrigerator full of food, vacation, everything. But he passionate always. His job, it was only art. So it's not like he have, like my case, choose jobs or always find, juggle to see. So I learned from someone that really work hard for what he is, practice and contact with the people with such a beautiful energy to people that like him and perform with such energy that gave me that energy from very early age, that I was able to be on a stage next to him and connect with the public. It's something that carry on until today, So I'm blessed that my father raised me in that way.
And how have you now taken the role of a father, and how has that experience changed you?
Nobody's perfect, so wherever I grew up, seeing that my father probably was too pushy, you need to be like me, you need to, and kind of raise me in that way. I was 5 years old and I was already, because he's a singer, comedian, he was already put me in that direction because he thought, he saw that I have this,
the talent,
we'll say that. And so he really put me in the music business, put me in this and that, because he wanted to give whatever he built to me and for me, so that's what always parents wanted to do, make it easy for the kids. In my case, I think it was too pushy. It was something that I don't think I knew that I don't want to do that to my kids, just to have that, I will always, refer or show them what I am and what else, if you guys want to connect with that. And the proof is that my kids, when they were kids, they became SAG member, my two girls, and they love acting because they have that. But at a certain point, they said, we don't want to do this anymore. And it was okay with me and my wife as well. So it was zero push. And that's what I probably...
Do you think is different since you're a guy? Like your dad has you, so
yes.
The boy, you want to push the boy.
Yes.
In your case, you have daughters, so you want to be...
No, I will do the same. If I had a boy, it would be... For me, I don't see my girls, like a boy or girl. For me, I see that, a soul that I will never, especially when they're kids, it will hurt the kid. I was, if you are not right in with many things, it can be affecting you and your personality and you, because, you feel like you have a big shot on your back and you always satisfaction. But I think the escape that I was able to do from my own country to here, it was necessary. It was something that allowed me to be me. And if I was not able to do that, probably the consequences wouldn't be somehow heavier for sure.
Yeah. So how did it feel going back to Argentina to make the movie? And
I think it's probably it's such a gratification. It's something that if you think about it, I stopped here, I did all this, and the life allowed me to go back to ground zero, what I done, and like I said, the fact that Argentina allowed me to come back to connect with all these actors that we were young at that time, and they all became successful and very talented. So when I brought the project to the director and to actors, they all signed in. They all knowing that my budget, it was very tiny, but I can say that every single person, every single one that they want to be connected with my work, they were 100% ready to do it. So that's the gratification is enormous, and allow me to keep pushing and try to bring all this talent Argentinian to the world. No, so it's part of the idea.
So how is that transition from being in front of the camera to being a producer and having to carry the weight of like pulling resources and manage people, but at the same time you have to stay into
character, no?
Yeah, and like in tune with your emotions and be able to like flow with that. But in the back of your head, you're thinking, okay, the sun is coming down, we're gonna lose the shot. Like,
exactly. But I think it's a preparation. It's hard to divide the two characters. One is the producer, one is the one that is gonna exactly do what you say it is. Make this film happen, and on time and everything with the little budget that we have. But preparation for the character, it have to be very focused, very concentrated, and that's what I did. Separated. So I was taking my time to build this character with feelings, with all this energy, with the acting coach and everything. So you need to know how to separate it. So and also, like I said, working for so many years in the business restaurant is you have to connect with so many people, partners, the wife, the chef. So my connection with the chef is very important because it is. I will say that the kitchen is the heart of the restaurant. So and I build that connection with passion, with work, and knowing that this and this is the same thing that I bring with me when I connect with the director. Knowing that the director is the boss. I give the respect and I give that, and having that brain next to me, able to control the whole thing, allow me to relax a little bit and focus in my acting, and knowing that someone like the chef, making sure that the food is delivered on time, making sure that this is a well done presentation and everything, and try to buy product and the price that we can afford and this and that. So it's a teamwork. I cannot do it by myself, but when you connect with the right people, you can.
So tell me a little bit about your character. Tell me about the journey of finding inside of you how to deal with that character that you're putting on. And like in the movie, like we're gonna run some clips and see the trailer and all that. Tell me a little bit about that. How was that process for you?
Yeah, well, it's to work a lot of deep and understanding what Pablo Prieto went through. He was a simple guy. I am a simple guy. So I was always trying to compare with all my experience that I have behind. If I can add any experience that I have to my life into this character. And it was a lot of things that are in common that I was able to associate with this character. This character is extreme because he became, somebody that I don't want to anticipate what it is, but it is something that it was definitely you need to put a lot of work in your feelings in order to create that, because from being like a normal guy and to transform himself and what people will see in this film, it is something that it go to mental health as well. When you don't have the possibility be treat this mental health in a way that correctly way when something happened when you are a child, that's what happened with this character. It will destroy your life for the rest of your life if you don't have this family, guile you and because it was something strong that happened in his child. So, like I said, go back to my childhood as well. It's all try to relate. It's like a puzzle that you need to put in order. So in order, when you understand the script, when you understand the character, then you can just start creating all those feelings and understand it, And then a lot of research, speak with people, trying to understand people like that, and that will build you a feeling about this character.
It's very interesting because you guys were exploring that concept that I think is very truthful, that we all have like a good side and a bad side, and even good people also have some evil within them,
right?
And bad people have some good within them.
And that's what the director does. He really works in the soul. For him, is when he do a film, and you can see in all his film, it's really go deep into the soul of each character. He, without any judge, he really allow. It can be the bad guy, but he understand that in order to be a person like that, it was something that it was a strong happening in his life. It doesn't happen like everything. Things don't happen from one day to another. When you build this anger, you build this love, you build it, year day by day by day, in order to explode or in order to become who you are. And so he deeply going through the soul of each character and allow them to be free. And he can see that, if you don't, as a director, you don't see the soul of character and see the, like you said, see the good part of this bad guy, it's tough to recreate something like that.
Yeah, and we all have a little bit of it, I think we only get to experience that within ourselves because we really, really, really know ourselves and our thoughts. It's an interesting concept. I wonder, what do you think is going to happen now that films are becoming so manufactured and so engineered, and it has to hit, this thing has to happen in the first 5 minutes, and people are watching on their phones, and how do you think things are going to evolve, and what kind of flavor or taste do you guys want to put in the projects that you do, moving forward? It's
hard to predict. I'm the kind of person that I see what happened right now, and I adapt myself, and this is what I do in my business life. I see what happened today. It's hard for me to project, okay, well, if I do a film and then in the future people will look into the phone and look at that, it's interesting what you're saying, but I don't like to do a project, thinking about, I'm going to do the way that people wanted to see, because by the time that you finish the film and you bring it, maybe it's going to this different level, or the air is going this way, and then so you don't think about it. You do whatever your heart is telling you. Try to do it with the budget that you have. Be realistic. Use good people around, talented people. One beautiful thing, as you say, that one of the things that attract you in this to live in this city is the lighting coming from the sunset, and it's so magical because every time that I see that, I've been here almost 30 years, it's to my heart. I can just look at it and I just remind myself how blessed I am to be here. And so, like I said, I don't project myself with thoughts about what the future will be or what should I do in order for me to make this future better. I just try to do what is better today and project that, Maybe I can say that because, like I said, I'm almost 60 years old, and so maybe I have 20 years if I'm likely, to be strong. And so I see life in a different way that maybe young people, they shouldn't see the way that I see it. So it's hard for me to tell you what I think. So I just want to do art. I want to do something passionate with passionate people that have the same feeling like me. And the Zapata, be careful what I do, and I think it will work for at least people that understand what I want.
Well, now, Guillermo, you got to tell me your secret, man, because you keep saying that you're in your 50s, but you look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what's the secret? What do you do to stay so handsome?
Thank you. Thank you. It's a compliment. I think it's just, it's just life. It's just very, I'm always concerned about, in order to be like that, you have to have a discipline. You have to eat well. You have to exercise well. You have to, knowing, okay, I want to continue, but it's going from inside of your heart, inside of your brain, and that will flow. If your brain is not connected with what you want in life and it is hard already. So you need to not only look good outside, but it's important how you build yourself. And this is something that I'm careful every single day. I'm aging in age, but I'm not aging in my desire to continue with life. And I know, unfortunately, that one day I will pass and I will always feel like I haven't finished what I want. And this is I already know, because I can I wish I can have know already that I will have a second life in order to continue, you know. So having that feeling is hard to, not to to start your day thinking about, okay, well, it could be my last day of the day, my life. So I want to enjoy it as much as possible, and I want to be with the right energy as possible to enjoy it and to, to keep going.
Now, tell me about style. You're a very, very stylish guy. So what have you learned? And I'm excited about this conversation because I think we as young people, we spend too much time thinking about internally, like, I'm the guy, I'm the man, I'm the, you need that bravado to go out and do things. But doing the show, I'm really excited about now. I'm more and more, I'm interviewing older people than me because I want to look ahead, look at the map. So tell me about what have you learned about style and fashion and
it's interesting because it's something that I carry on since early age. Fashion for me was, if I call it fashion, what I was always looking for is always to look good, and because I know that it's part of your presentation. If you look good, you connect with people. People, I will probably get what you just said. And I'm always was very careful of what I wear, what is trendy, what it look good, and I gotta give some credit to my wife. She's French, so you can see that I'm always constantly looking for what is different, what is something excite me somehow, and fashion, it was there, and that's what at the moment, I create this new brand called City Of, because somehow I want to express myself through simple thing that I'm wearing, that I can say that people will wear if they feel that simplicity and look good is the formula that I want to do. So that's what I came out with called City Off, and
So it said City Off, and then every single city is gonna have its.
Yeah, in my at this point, it's true. Right now, it just it is it's give back to the city that they polished me. It's a city that they gave me everything that one day I dream of, and City of Start, that's what you see right here. Because I think in Los Angeles, every single person is a star. Like I said, it's very challenging city. It's a city that demanding passion, demanding good work, demand everything that a man can, a person, can bring to life. And so I think every single person deserves to be a star, and I see them as a star, every single one. And then, talking about Argentina, the city of beauty is the city that raised me, the city that. So somehow I just project myself in a meaningful way to do fashion, art, and to look good.
So tell me a little bit about your wife.
Yes.
What have you learned being married for so long?
I find the right partner in my life. It's so important also, when you wanted to have a commitment, when you think about a family, when you think about is something that, is, a lot of people think about is necessary in life. And I was one of them, think it, find the right partner will help you and help each other to, project both in the way that we wanted to, with the beautiful families and kids and everything, and not only get me everything that I was looking for. And the partnership is beautiful. It is something that you have to find a lot of respect in every way, and I'm grateful for that. So, and I congratulations to you that you're married as well. And it's like I said, it's another challenge. It's another life put you in there, and then it's another commitment with life, as well.
Yeah. How did you know she was the one?
Your heart is telling you. I think this is something that I always connect with my heart, the way that my body expressed, the body that you connect with someone in every way. Like I said, the city, I fall in love with the city. So when I fall in love with someone, it's because I connected immediately, and that's, I think, it's the secret of love,
What would you tell young Guillermo when he got married? Now that you have lived through it, some marriage advice for young Guillermo.
I I'm not the one to give advice. I'm thinking, in the moment, and I still believe that it was the perfect match, the perfect person to be next to me, to grow up together. And I admire her more than that. As a human being, I want the best for her, and she wanted the best for me. And together we raised these two beautiful daughters that we have, Mia Rose, that she's 17, and then Lulu, that she's 20. And those if I think about it, I always think that we all have a mission in life. There is something that we are here for. It's not like things happen for a reason, called destiny. And my destiny was to bring these two childs to life. So I'm thinking, if I think about what's my mission in life, it was that. Then the rest, acting, producing, restaurateur, business, fashion, is all something that it's reached my heart and everything. But my mission in life was to be a father and to bring to life these two beautiful creatures that are my daughters, Mia Rose and Lulu.
That's beautiful, Guillermo.
Thank you.
Like, I didn't expect, like, this whole conversation, I honestly didn't expect that it was going to play out this way.
Thank you.
Because I think when you look from the outside, you see that you're going hard, you're working, you have this project, that project, you're doing this, doing that. And it's refreshing to see a little bit of more down to earth, just like feelings. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. And always, my other advice, if I can give it advice, I'm always a little eclectic to put myself to give advice. But, and in the long run, it's a lot of time that you're going to fall, but that fall means anything, and means that, you growing, it's like when you're a kid, you start learning how to walk, and you're going to fall, and you're going to stand up and keep going. And life will put you in many different ways. So, be strong, be always positive, and one day things happen and you fall, they give you the possibility to stand up stronger, with experience. And that's life, and this is what always put people to understand that, sometimes they can go through difficult time, but the light is at the end of the tunnel for everyone they're looking for.
Well, Guillermo, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. Good luck to your project, and I looking forward to be working with you, and be part of your project, and have the experience to be directed by you. Hopefully soon.
For sure. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. If you could do me a favor, send this episode to your best friend, and like always, remember that I really believe in what you're building, and we'll see you in the next one.